Is it possible to predict the future from past planetary cycles? If we break the whole 2160 years of the Piscean age into another 12 houses of the zodiac, we are left with 180-year pockets of time influenced heavily by each sign's ruling planet. If this theory is credible, we should see some profound historical correlations throughout the whole of the Piscean age. Bearing in mind that astrology is the oldest living language still in use today, preceding ancient Hebrew by thousands of years. Consequently, our ancestors used astrology and the zodiac as a benchmark for many of their social and cultural activities. First, we have what is known as the Great Year, which is approximately 26,000 years long. Each age or epoch moves in an anti-clockwise direction, moving through the zodiac as a precession of the equinoxes. If we assume that 2012 marked the end of the Piscean age, the end of Aries and the beginning of the Piscean age would start in 148 BC. The whole of the Piscean age was ruled by Jupiter. Consequently, the personified ambassador for that age was Jupiter Zeus, or Zeus. It is the planet of optimism, abundance, expansion, goodwill, hope, and good fortune. Mars in Aries, 148 BC to 32 AD. Mars is the planet of physical proactive movement and also the god of war. During this period, we see the Roman Empire expand its physical influence throughout the Mediterranean, using Mars or martial-like activities. By 32 AD, Rome had established itself as a great empire. Venus in Taurus, 32 AD to 212 AD. This 180-year period is influenced by Venus, the planet of love and liking. It was a time of consolidation, fixing the empire's borders with modest expansion. If a man were called upon to fix that period in the history of the world during which the conditions of the human race was most happy and prosperous, he would without hesitation name that which elapsed from the deaths of Domitian to the ascension of Commodus. Mercury in Gemini, 212 AD to 392 AD. Mercury comes into play with the two minds of Gemini. Rome split. A new capital was founded on the site of Byzantium in 330 AD. This eventually became known as Constantinople. The Roman Empire now had two minds with two capitals. The moon in Cancer, 392 AD to 572 AD. This was a time when monks or munks appeared on the scene. They came together to form small communities known as monasteries or monasteries. The sun in Leo, 572 AD to 752 AD. The sun is the most important body in the solar system, so this period was expected to deliver something very special. The whole period is dominated by the arrival of the Prophet Muhammad, a new leader or king in the sign of Leo. There were two major caliphates during this period, which took place after the death of Muhammad. Mercury in Virgo, 752 to 932. The Virgo Kings, or Vikings, make an appearance, a race of seafarers and explorers of Germanic, Nordic and Scandinavian origin. Coincidentally, the Vikings worshipped two main gods, Odin, which is Mercury, and Thor, which is Jupiter, the same two planets dominating this 180-year period. Venus in Libra, 932 to 1112. Libra is the sign of the sun setting. We now enter the Dark Ages. This was a period in Europe that saw the emergence and expansion of the Normans, the result of which created a new balance of power throughout Europe and parts of the Mediterranean. Mars in Scorpio, 1112 to 1292. Mars, the god of war, was unleashed. Here we see 180 years of crusades against the Muslims, which finally ended in 1291 with the siege of Acre. Jupiter in Sagittarius, 1292 to 1472. This is the start of the Jupiterian Catholic Church's Inquisition, when Centaur Chiron, the half-man, half-horse archer of Sagittarius, sprang into action looking for its next target. Saturn in Capricorn and Aquarius, 1472 to 1742. Saturn's characteristics include control, order, and restrictions. It commands us to get to work and work hard. It promotes discipline and responsibility, and also governs time. The commercial revolution was underway, which saw the expansion of trade routes and empires. The most disciplined and organized enterprises would dominate, spreading their influence to all corners of the globe. Time became important during this period. Kronos, or Saturn's influence, brought forward the mechanical clock, setting a new form of restrictive control over people's lives. For commerce to thrive and expand, a fluid mechanism of wealth exchange was necessary. The Judaic Saturnian community were at the spearhead of this business. The first modern private central bank appeared in 1694. It was known as the Bank of England. Uranus in Aquarius, 1742 to 1832. Uranus is the planet of rebellion, revolution, independence, and out-of-the-blue events, sometimes of a violent nature. During this period, both the American and French revolutions took place. From 1832 to 2012, we see Jupiter in Pisces, the planet of optimism, expansion, and abundance. Here we see a huge expansion in global population, commerce, and enterprise, leading us towards the new age of Aquarius, ruled by Saturn and Uranus, starting a whole new zodiac cycle all over again, beginning with Mars, the god of war.